Hi, my name is Kennedy Hauser, and for my research project, I decided to study the effects of climate change on plant life. Climate change is an issue that I feel really strongly about, so I wanted to um, take that and apply it to what we were learning in class. So then I'm applying like the real world, I guess, or the class to the real world. So plants have been around for millions of years. They've survived so many different climate events like floods, hurricanes, fires, volcanic eruptions, etc. And they've made it through it all. However, there's some new threats that they're facing from the environment that may be a bit harder to overcome, such as ozone layer depletion, um, unpredictable temperature and weather changes, and extinction of them and their vectors. So I'm going to look at changes in their appearance due to climate change, changes in how they pollinate, and changes that they cannot overcome, or at least have not yet. So changes in appearance. Higher temperature means less chloroplasts in plants and lower function of the chloroplasts. A study published in the Plant Biotechnology Journal found that overexpression of SOC1 or SOC1-like genes in heat stress plants induces chloroplast biogenesis in petals. So there's a way around that. They can just produce their chloroplasts in different spaces. Um, and then the ozone thinning causes more UV light to enter our planet. And although the plants do need some UV light to create these like landing strips on their petals, as you can see in picture B, too much of it diminishes that pattern, as you can see in C. So the Montreal Protocol, which is an act between a bunch of countries to lower their greenhouse gases to try and patch up the ozone layer, has helped a lot. So plants are overcoming that as well. Then we know mutualism is very important for both plants and their vectors. And a study done on long and short-tongued bumblebees found that over the past 40 years, long-tongued bumblebees have been going extinct. There's still some around, but just not many. Short-tongued species have been replacing them as primary vectors. And the shift seems to be a direct result from warming summers reducing flower availability, which makes generalist bumblebees more successful than specialists and disrupts the long-held mutualisms, which isn't that good. But the plants still are having the short-tongued bumblebee pollinate them, which helps. And over time, they may start selecting for traits that make it easier for short-tongued bumblebees to pollinate them, but we'll have to see on that. And then more heat and less water makes it harder for the plant to make nectar, which is the primary reward for a insect or animal coming to pollinate the flower. And without like the water and with higher heat temperatures, it's harder for the plant to produce nectar through metabolism. So that is one that it still needs to find a way to overcome. Then there are many ways that plants are unable to adapt, but the biggest one I think is the unpredictable weather and temperature changes. And we see it here in Wisconsin, like we'll joke about how we'll have all 4 seasons in a week, but that is actually really bad for plants because on a Monday, they could start to bloom because the weather is really nice. And then by the end of the week, they could all be dead because a frost comes and it's snowing again. And yeah, that's obviously not good. And a study found that from 1992 to 1998, on average, 36.1% of Heliophilia buds were frosted, but for 1999 to 2006, the mean is 73.9%, so a huge increase. And only 1 year since 1998 have these plants escaped all frost damage, which is a pretty shocking number in my opinion. So yeah, and natural selection will continue to work in favor for the plants, but there still is only so much that they can do. So, thank you.